For those of you who don't know him, this is Professor Phil Bell. The good professor has lately taken a break from his mission to deliver daily reminders to every person on the internet that he works on satellites in order to publish a series of highly scientific lectures describing the motivations behind his Don Quixote-like crusade against flat earthers. In between examining the nanonewtons of knowledge Cavendish imparted on the world, I decided to check in on the good professor and see what kind of devastating truth bombs he was dropping. I was most impressed by the following excerpt, which is Phil's brief history of the heliocentric model and its utility for understanding the world. It's a great example of the quality of content available on his channel. Enjoy! What about the Big Bang and evolution? Again, a couple of models. People wondering, how did this all start? How did this universe all start? Well, you know what? Let's have a look at the evidence. We see blue shift, we see red shift, we see the things expanding, and we think, well, you know, if the thing's expanding, then more than likely it started from somewhere. It started expanding from some stage, from something much, much smaller. Now, if we consider that a model where things started from very, very small, then we could conceivably see how elements were created. Because, we're looking at this model and we're saying, well, if everything is expanding out from it, therefore it's likely that it started from someplace. Yeah, some small place. But then, that didn't explain in itself how elements were formed. But when we brought that down in the Big Bang Theory and looked at how this started as a singularity, this energy, and then especially after the work that Einstein did where E equals mc squared, and looked at that and thought, you know something? That explains how elements are formed. So that's a terrific model. That really does explain it. And so far, no one's been able to come up with a better one. And until they do, that's a pretty good way of explaining it. Is this the truth? No! Why should it be? It might change. It can't be the truth. Okay, we'd never know it if it is the truth, because we never know down the line. I don't know. I'll be dead, and maybe in 1,000 years, someone will come up with something better, with a better explanation from me, and I'll nail it. And still, that won't be the truth, okay? So it's never going to be that. That's not how modeling works. That's not how scientific models are. Thanks, Phil. I think I finally understand the utility of models. But what's with all this business about a crusade against flat earthers? Maybe this next clip will shed a little light into the good professor's motivations.
Flat earthers are always accusing us of saying something came from nothing, which we never say. We always say it started from a singularity, but we never say it comes from nothing. But I'll tell you who does say things come from nothing. Flat earthers. Because they've got this God out there. They've got this creationist. And this God says, poof, a giraffe, poof, a lion, poof, a mountain, poof, the sun, poof, the stars. Out of nothing. Did he have something in his hand to start it off with? No. Huh? That's not what you say. What did he do? Flick his fingers? Go, poof. Stars. How good is that?
Hey, Phil, maybe it's time you put the gloves back on. And you might want to think about a helmet and a bib while you're at it.
If you can't be right, be wrong as loud as possible.